Your Philadelphia Phillies just scored 16 runs in 3 games against the world champion Atlanta Braves, 7-2 today with 2 breakout innings. Ricky Bottalico, I'm Michael Barkan. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by our friends at Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky, after a game like this, I would just say to you, go.
Go.
What do you got?
Well, if it was the other way around, it would be really ugly. You know what I got? They played very good, solid baseball. That's something that this team has been lacking at times this season. And the one thing that we saw is you put pressure on the Atlanta Braves. They were taking the extra bases. You were stealing bases. You had 3 stolen bases in this game, 2 sacrifice flies in this game. Like I said, 4 for 8 with runners in score position. That's doing the little things. And Alec Bohm. I mean, how good is this guy?
293 now.
You know what? You know what's great about Bohm? Because you're watching this game, and then he gets a pitch that's away, and he just drives it right down the right field line. That's exactly where he wanted to hit that pitch. It was away from him. He went with it, hit it down the right field line. They did it without home runs today. It can be done, you know. You don't need Kyle Schwarber every day. You put pressure on the defense by stealing bases, they're going to make mistakes. Their defense did make some mistakes today. They had a couple errors, and the Phillies took advantage.
Alec Bohm is batting .420 in his last 22 games. Let's talk about that and more right now with John Kruk. Called today's game with Tom McCarthy at Citizens Bank Park. And let me bring up someone else, Johnny, and that is JT Realmuto. Over his month of July, a .339 batting average, .375 OBP in 16 games that he has played in during July. So we talk about this team needing to see guys start to come around. With respect to Bohm and Realmuto, they're doing it, right?
Yeah, they really are, and you know it's great to see JT starting to pick it up. You know how proud of a man he is. You know how it was bothering him that the first few months of the season he really didn't do much to help contribute to Phillies' victories, and now he's starting to come back, and he's playing like the all-star best catcher in baseball is capable of playing. And what can you say about Alec Bohm? I mean, my goodness gracious. He's still hitting 7th, and it has to be tempting for Rob Thomson to say, maybe we can move him up to 5th.
Would you not mess with that, John?
3rd, 4th. He's comfortable. He's raking. He's driving in runs. He's making productive outs. Yeah, I'd keep him right where he is for a while, unless, of course, there's another injury somewhere where he might have to move up. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know what, John, you look at today's game, it was the little things. I mean, to me, everything they did, just the little things they did. And to me, that's just very fundamental baseball. I mean, they played very well defensively, but offensively, they were taking what was given to them, and they did it well today. Am I right?
Absolutely. And it's amazing that it took the universal DH for the Phillies to start playing National League Baseball. Think about that for a second. Base hits, clutch hitting, stealing bases, taking an extra base when you can, forcing the issue on the defense, and that's what they did against the Braves. They made a couple errors because of those forced issues. When you see pitchers, Charlie Morton's probably thrown 9 million balls from pickoff throws to first base, but once you start putting it in the head, I don't care how old you are, how much, how many innings you have under your belt. You start putting pressure on them, knowing that you're going to steal bases, and they know you're going to steal bases. It puts pressure on them to be perfect. And today the Braves weren't perfect. The Phillies took advantage of it and came out here with the series win.
O'Neal Cruz is that shortstop you were talking about. 6'5". They call him Shaquille O'Neal Cruz.
He's a beast.
No, they don't. But that's a big dude.
This dude's a big shortstop too. Good Lord.
All right, we'll check you tomorrow. Thanks so much, John.
All right.
Appreciate it. John Kruk joining us from the ballpark wild card standings. The Philadelphia Phillies are your last wild card team. Thank you, JK. That might change as the Cardinals play Toronto tonight, and the Phillies could fall back a half game. But right now, they're without
their 2 big monsters, though, up in Toronto also.
Right, without Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado. So maybe the Blue Jays, as you said last night, can return the favor.
It would be nice.
Yeah, it sure would, as the Phillies at 51-47 now. And, you know, we've been on the roller coaster with this team. They have been above 500 team for the last 20 games or so, and it's been fun to watch, but it's been tough since they hit game 82 till now, and definitely out of the All-Star break. But they won 2 or 3.
There's a reason you're going after the third wild card. So it is going to be a roller coaster. Don't think anything of it. Unless the Phillies go on like a 10 or 15 game winning streak at some point here in the near future, this is what it's going to be like. There's going to be some bumpy roads, as we just saw against the Chicago Cubs, and then there's going to be some high times, is what you saw, you know, the last 3 days. You take 2 out of 3 from the Atlanta Braves, although you stole the first one. When you really think, there's no way the Phillies had no business winning that first game. They played horribly defensively, and Bryson Stott just bails them out late in the ball game. You usually don't see that, but what you got to love about this team, they never quit. They really don't. They take their at bats deep into ball games, and if you watch the Braves today, you can't say the same for them. Because you made the comment also that they were kind of going through the motions offensively in this game when it was 5-2, I think it was.
Yeah.
At the time, they were going through the motions.
Inside the box score of a 7-2 win by the Phillies over the Braves, and note the 3 multi-hit games from JT Realmuto, Derek, long ball, Hall, 2 for 4, and Alec Bohm as well. Bohm's batting .293 now on this season, and he is hitting .420 over his last 22 games. He's on fire. How about Rob Thomson? Let's get his comments post-game.
You're pretty happy with how you rebounded after the Cubs series, right?
Yeah, big series win in our division at home was huge. You know, coming back from last night's loss, and Gibby pitched great. Well, everybody pitched very well. You know, gave up 4 hits and not a lot of hard hit balls. Olson's home run, take that out of there. But yeah, you know, the offense came alive in the 5th. I thought one of the keys to the game was in the top of the 5th, Gibby threw 4 pitches to get out of that inning. So Morton, you know, he has to go through the bottom of the 4th, 4 pitches. Now he's got to go right back out there, and that's when we scored. And, you know, we got the lead and put some pressure on him, ran the bases well, stole some bases, and paid off.
Bohm, when he had that drove in the first round of the game, Stott goes to third, and Bohm just looked like he was loaded with conviction in that bat, like he was going to do something there. Did you sense that confidence growing in him?
Yeah, you know, I've been seeing it for a while now, and he's swinging the bat well and swinging the bat with authority and making solid contact. And you know, he's had a couple of big hits lately, and you know, he's a really good offensive player when he's swinging at strikes and using the field and just letting it go.
Is he someone that could hit like second in the lineup moving forward, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, he could hit probably anywhere in the lineup. I like where he's at right now because he's being productive and, you know, he's comfortable there, and so probably leave him there. But, yeah, I mean, who knows down the road.
How about in terms of just building momentum going into Pittsburgh? They're a team that has struggled. You've had these series before in Washington and come up big. Then you had one against the Cubs and didn't come up big.
Right.
How do you kind of channel it all and build off this that we're going in there?
You know, I think we just go in there and play our game and make sure that we're not taking anybody lightly. Don't take anything for granted. You go in there, play your game, just like today. You get out front, you put the foot on the pedal, and run over people.
That aggressiveness on the bases, was that a matchup thing, or is that something you'd like to do more as you get more guys on base?
Well, it's always a matchup thing. I mean, if the guy's 1-1 to the plate, we're not going to run, you know. But so we got some good times on Morton, and you know, so we took advantage of it.
What do you think this series, maybe a big lead against Pittsburgh, could do in terms of convincing the front office to maybe take that extra step on before Tuesday?
And I'm going to be honest, I don't pay attention to that. All I'm worried about is the ball club and what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, and you know, the front office will take care of all that stuff. And I'm very honest about that.
Let us be honest. We love that guy, Rob Thomson.
How do you not?
I mean, he is just gritty, for goodness sake. I don't mean the Flyers gritty. I mean, he's gritty. Rob Thomson says big series win in our division at home. Coming back from last night's loss, Gibby pitched great. Kyle Gibson, not a lot of hard hit balls. Offense came alive in the 5th. One of the keys, the 4-pitch top of the 5th for Gibson.
Why wouldn't that be a key? When you think about this for a second, you go back to that first inning, he threw, 23 pitches in the first inning. You need a makeup inning somewhere in there. 4 pitches will do that for you.
Make sure we're not taking anybody lightly. That was a little hearkening back to the Cubs series.
I love that guy. That guy is just straight baseball.
He sure is. It's great to listen to him. Doesn't say a lot, but what he does say is pointed, has meaning.